Sometimes while traveling, you just need an extra bag, just in case. Maybe you've shopped a little bit too much. I know that's happened to me. Or maybe you even have a little mini trip within a longer trip and you don't want to bring your full suitcase. What is your solution going to be? Using a packable bag, of course. Come on, you didn't think I was going to suggest bringing an extra suitcase. But today we're going to focus on foldable duffels. So I have found 3 examples to show you guys. I actually found 4, but the other one is so bad. One is going to be the main bag that you think about when you think about a foldable bag. It's called the FOLDIE. You guys have probably heard of it. I did actually buy this bag and use it on a previous trip. So what I wanted to do is take that bag that I have already used and that I'm fairly impressed with and compare it to a less expensive version from Amazon that seems to be almost the exact same design. And then the third bag I'm going to show you is a completely different design, still foldable, but again, completely different. Which design are we going to like best? And do we want to pay the more expensive price for the FOLDIE, or are the other versions that are more inexpensive okay? I did pay for every single one of these bags. It is not sponsored whatsoever. So what I'm going to do today is show you guys all 3 folded up. We're going to show them full size, and then we will do a deeper dive into all of them to see which bag is really right for you. Lauren from the future here. I just got totally soaked. We tested these bags to see if they are all waterproof or water resistant because they claim to be. So be sure to stay tuned until that part of the video, and the results are shocking. Okay, so when we think about foldable duffels, the first thing that comes to mind is the FOLDIE, right? It's kind of like the OG foldable duffel bag. And this is it, all folded up. Don't worry, you'll get a full tour soon. And then when researching other options, this one came up. It looks pretty identical, doesn't it? I'm going to refer to this one as the Amazon version. I mean, look, pretty similar. And then we have this one that definitely is folded up rather differently, but still is a foldable duffel. And this one is from BagSmart, which is a pretty popular company for any type of travel bag. And then this is the one I got for super cheap that I'm not even gonna put in the video. It's really bad. So let's start by doing some quick comparisons before we do a deep dive. Now, I usually do my measurements on camera. You guys just have to trust that I did it myself. And what I want to do first is take a look at the folded size, because to me, that's even more important than the size of the bag itself. So the FOLDIE is 12 inches long, 7 inches tall, and is honestly a little bit deep at 3 inches. When I compare it to the Amazon version, it is the exact same size, except the Amazon version is just not as tall. This one is more like 2. And then obviously the BagSmart version is not the same fold. It doesn't fold into its own zipper. So it is kind of more of a square. It's actually about 8.5 inches long, 7 inches tall. But because it doesn't compress nearly as much as it could, it is about 4 inches deep. Okay, so now we are going to look at the size while they are unfolded. Honestly, every single bag that I'm showing you, their measurements were completely off from the website. So the measurements that I give you today are the measurements from myself and not from the website. So let's start with the FOLDIE. You can see that the width at the top is a lot wider than the width at the bottom. This bag does have these little snaps, and then once packed, it becomes a little bit more square. So up here, the bag is 22 inches wide, but down here, it is actually 16. It is 12 inches high, and then the actual depth is 8 inches. This bag does expand, giving you 4 more inches in height. The weight of this bag is 1.2 pounds and the capacity is 40 liters. Moving on to the Amazon versions, again, 22.5 inches wide up top here, and the measurement on the bottom is 16. And the height again is 12 inches. As for the depth, this one is actually 8.5. It does have the expandable feature on the bottom as well, but this one is actually measuring at inches. The weight of this one is 1.14 pounds, and the capacity isn't listed, but I would assume it would be the same as the FOLDIE, maybe even a smidge more because it does have more expansion. And then last but not least, let's take a look at the BagSmart. This is measuring again at 22, and then the very bottom of it measures at 17.3. As for the height, it is 12.9 inches tall, making it the tallest, but then of course this one doesn't expand, making it technically the shortest. And then as for depth, it is 7 inches deep, making it the smallest in depth. This bag is the lightest at 1.06 pounds, but it does hold the least amount at only 30 liters capacity. So there you have it. Those are the size of the bags when expanded and when folded down. But while we are doing quick comparisons, let's talk about price. Now the FOLDIE is by far going to be the most expensive. It says that the original price is $99.95. The current price says $79.95, but it also says buy one get one free. So I guess you do have to spend the $80, but you get 2 bags. And the other one I got was yellow. And it does come in like a gajillion colors. I think 13 or 14 the last that I checked. The Amazon version is listed at $16.99, and that's a pretty hefty contrast when it comes to price when you're looking at essentially the same design. So that really makes me wonder what the quality is going to be like. This bag does come in 6 different colors, and the colors look really pretty. And then the BagSmart bag is listed at $22.99, but at the time of filming today, it has a 50% off coupon, making it definitely the cheapest bag out of all of them. I don't even think it was that inexpensive when I bought it a couple months ago. And then this bag does come in 4 different colors. The one I'm showing you today is the medium, and they also have a larger size. So now that we've done a lot of the important comparisons, let's do a deeper dive into each bag. Let's begin with the FOLDIE. Now this version is called the FOLDIE 4.0. I'm assuming this is the 4th design and that they've probably improved things along the way. Now it is made out of a really nice sturdy material, and it does say that it's water resistant and tear resistant. It also uses YKK zippers, which are always appreciated. So taking a full tour, this is the outside pocket, and this is what the bag is going to fold itself into. And then opening up this pocket, you do have a zippered pocket, which when folded, you can access. Nothing too exciting in there, but it does feel like it's a pretty good material to keep things safe. Right away, I can tell every time I use these zippers that they are good quality zippers, and they also have a zipper pull, which always makes using zippers a little bit easier. On the front, on either side of this zippered pocket are some slip pockets, which you could easily put a water bottle in or anything else that you may need easy access to. I did, of course, mention these snaps here to make the bag a little bit more square. And then moving to the back, you do have this little pocket here and this trolley sleeve so that you can slip this onto your luggage if you need to. Of course, there is the expansion that I already mentioned. It does grow an extra 4 inches. And then you do have these straps as shoulder straps, and then they do just fold into each other here. There's no padding or anything like that. Now on the top here, there are these D-rings, meaning that there is going to be a crossbody strap, and here it is. So you would attach this clip, and then you do of course have this padded little mesh part, and then therefore carry this bag a lot easier. Now you can carry this on your shoulder, or you can extend this to make it more crossbody. Now as for the inside, when a duffel has organization inside, I get really happy. You do have a rather large pocket here, and this is the wet to dry separation. So the fabric inside here is a translucent fabric that can get wet. And this is always such a great pocket to have, especially if you take this to the beach or something. So then when I turn it around, you have this slip pocket here, this slip pocket here, and 2 little slip pockets for pens. That is about it inside. Look at how much space it has, and of course how much space it has when it does get expanded. I like it. Let's see how the Amazon version compares. What do you guys think? Is it going to be the same design inside? I don't know. Now on the listing, it does say that this bag is sturdy, waterproof, tear resistant, all of the above that the FOLDIE bag said. The outside material, this one feels a little bit softer and a little bit thicker. I wouldn't be surprised if the material on the outside is okay, but maybe it's the zippers or the stitching that isn't, because these zippers are not YKK, and that right there can be a big reason as to why this bag is a little bit more expensive. Also, the zipper doesn't have a little zipper pull, which isn't that big of a deal. So full tour. Obviously you have a very, very similar style. This is your outside pocket. It even has a little logo, and this is the zippered pocket that it's going to fold itself into. So let's open it up, and the inside is exactly the same. You have the zippered pocket, not as good of a fabric inside, not as soft, and I can see some loose threads. Now, like I mentioned earlier, this one does have the snap feature as well. And you guys notice anything else about the front? They do not have the outside pockets on each side, and that's really important to some people, to have a water bottle pocket or some slip pockets on the outside. Moving on to the back, you do have the same little zippered pocket here, and you do have the trolley sleeve. And then, as I showed you guys, there is the expanded part on the bottom that does expand actually 5 inches. Let's go ahead and open this up. Oh, you know what? I do realize that there are no D-rings on the top here, meaning that this is not going to have that crossbody strap. So the only way you're going to be able to hold this bag is with these straps here. And that's pretty important to me, because if this is fully packed, that's going to get kind of heavy where you might want that extra padded strap. All right, so opening the bag up, only one zipper pull. Why that matters is that when you have 2 zipper pulls, you can attach a lock to them to essentially lock your bag. Checking out the inside, it does look fairly similar. You do have this pocket here, and it seems to have a wet-dry separation as well. The quality of the wet portion of the bag is not the same for sure. If it does work, still a great pocket to have. Coming along to this side, we do have, again, another slip pocket, and this one does not have pen pockets. The inside fabric of the FOLDIE bag does feel a lot nicer as well, but you guys aren't shocked by that. And then the slip pockets on the FOLDIE are a little bit bigger than this one. But now it is time to look at the BagSmart bag, and we all know that this bag is designed a little bit differently. Now, it does say that the material is, again, tear resistant and waterproof. All right, well, I mean, this one is shinier and a little bit thicker, and it seems like it's woven a little closer together, but yeah, I think that still the fabric on this is going to be better. So like we saw, this bag does not fold into its own pocket. It just kind of folds up, and then you use this snap. Let's look at the outside. So this right here is a zippered pocket. It has this little flap, so it is a little bit more hidden. Pretty spacious. And there are 2 water bottle pockets on the side, and this is very, very spacious, you guys. I think you'd actually need a pretty big water bottle to fill it. Maybe this would even be good as a gym bag and putting your shoes in there or something. So it has one on this side and one on this side, and that's really it for the front. Turning it around, you don't have a pocket on the back, but you do have this strap for a trolley sleeve, which again is always very appreciated. Again, this bag does have a snap feature here. Now, this bag does not have D-rings, which again means it's not going to have a strap to make it more of a shoulder bag or a crossbody. And it does only have one zipper, which is not YKK, and this bag cannot lock. Now, checking out the inside. Oh, it's not good. You guys, this bag has absolutely nothing on the inside. All that you see is the stitching from the front of the bag. There's no interior pockets, no slip pockets, no zippered pockets, and yeah, all you see is the stitching. Now let's test and see if they're actually waterproof. This is what they look like. Let's open them up. BagSmart. Oh, it's wet inside. The Amazon version. That one's dry. That's definitely wet.
These are wet. They're wet.
What bag is that?
The FOLDIE.
Well, that's always a fun day when you get to test bags with the Kellys. I am soaking wet, and some of the items of my bags are. So let's talk about our final thoughts. I really did love the FOLDIE the most. You know, it had the outside pockets, it had the more durable material. I really liked the inside. Everything seemed really great. The only thing that I don't like about it is that my items did get wet when Brian threw water on me. And I realized that we did kind of a funny experiment, but just imagine if you were carrying that and it was raining outside. If all your stuff got wet, especially if you had electronics in there, that would be unfortunate. Now, the interesting thing is that on the Amazon version, none of our items got wet, but it doesn't have the shoulder strap, and the quality still didn't seem as great. Doesn't have the YKK zippers, and we definitely saw some loose threads, and that one might be kind of out. I don't really know, doing those two up against each other, which one I would really pick. And as for the BagSmart one, that one actually really surprised me. I actually had to double check the listing just to make sure that it wasn't some mistake. I really did kind of like the bag. Some of the items did get wet. It didn't come with a crossbody strap, but the inside being completely unfinished is unacceptable. So that really makes everything pretty interesting. I don't know what my final thoughts are anymore. It was definitely going to be the FOLDIE, but now I'm kind of unsure. I guess maybe keep your FOLDIE out of the rain? Maybe when they make a 5.0, water won't get into it and make your stuff wet. All right, guys, so those are my final thoughts. Let me know yours down below. If you are interested in any of these bags, the links will be in the description. Other than that, I will see you in the next video. Please make sure you're subscribed and that you follow us on Instagram for even more travel content. I need to go dry off and change my clothes now. Bye, guys.